In this lesson, we'll be looking at the VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP function allows searches across columns. It is written as equal to VLOOKUP. The syntax for the VLOOKUP is equal to VLOOKUP. In brackets, you have the lookup value, comma, the table array. Next, you have the column index number, and you have the range for the lookup. Let's explain the syntax. The lookup value is the value you want to look up. The table array, it includes all cells in the table, meaning the table range. So the table array means the range of the table where you want to carry out the search. Now it includes all the cells in the table. The column index number. This data is what is being looked up. When we're carrying out a search, the column index number is the column we're trying to carry that search on. The input is the number of the column counted from the left. The range lookup has two values, true or false. True means approximate match, while false means exact match. Let's take a practical example so you can understand the VLOOKUP. Let's try to look up these values. So say for example, you have multiple rows, thousands of rows, and you just want to get details for only 3 people. Now, instead of manually surfing around this data, you can use the VLOOKUP to simply get any data you want for these 3 people. The VLOOKUP is very important when searching for something. Now we'll be searching for the email, the salary, and the start date of these 3 staffs. Let's start with the email. Remember the syntax, equal to VLOOKUP. Now look at the definition of the VLOOKUP. It says it looks for value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. So by default, the table must be sorted in ascending order. The syntax starts from the lookup value. Remember from the explanation, the lookup value is what we want to look for. We're looking for Angela Martin. Now, what is the range? What is the table we are looking for this? Now, you start from the top left. So you start by selecting this table, which is the table array, from G2, which is from the full name, down to the email. The next syntax is the column index number. Now you start by counting the column. For this one, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the column index number for the email is 8. That is because we are searching for the email. Assuming we are searching for the job title, we'll count 1, 2, 3, and 4. But in this case, we are searching for the email, hence the 8. Comma. Now, the range lookup. What are we looking for? Are we looking for an approximate match or are we looking for an exact match? We're looking for exact match. We are looking for the exact email for Angela Martin. Now you select the first, you close the bracket, and you enter. Now we have it. The email for Angela Martin is angelamartin@microsoft.com. Let's take a look at it manually and see if we can find it. So this is Angela Martin. What's her email? angelamartin@microsoft.com. This means the VLOOKUP function gave us the correct answer. Notice that we did not start selecting from the employee ID. That is because when carrying out a search, you need to start selecting from your lookup value. So we start from the first name because we are looking for Angela Martin's email. So we start selecting from the full name. If the criteria we're using to look up were to be gender, we'd have started selecting from the gender column. That is why the employee ID was not selected. Let's try this again. Let's try to get the email for Michael Scott. So you have equal to VLOOKUP. The lookup value is Michael Scott. The table array, you select from the full name down to the email, comma, the column index number. The column index number is 8. You can verify that by counting from the first cell selected, which is the full name. So the full name takes the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8. Comma, exact match. Now close the bracket and enter. Now we got Michael's email to be michaelscott@microsoft.com. Let's try to look up Angela's salary. XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, Angela Martin. We are looking for the salary. So you start from selecting from the full name because that's where the lookup value is. If you don't select the full name, you won't get an answer. Comma, the column index number. Now we're searching for the salary. So the column index number will be different from the email. Now you start counting from the first cell, which is from the full name, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the column index number for what we are looking for is in column 5. So select 5. We are looking for exact match. Enter. Now Angela's salary is 47,000. Let's try to see when did Angela start working with Microsoft. We look up Angela Martin. Start selecting. Now, what's the column index number for the start date? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Comma, exact match, false. Close the bracket and enter. So Angela started working with this company. Let's see. Okay. 2000. So January 5th, 2000, that was when Angela started working with the company. Try this out yourself. Try to get the salary for Michael Scott and for Stanley. Also get the start dates for Michael Scott and Stanley. If this is your output, then that's great. You've correctly understood how to use the VLOOKUP function to look up values. Let's try one more example. Let's use the employee ID to get the names of the staff. So when you impute the employee ID, we get the names of the staff. Let's try it out. Impute random employee IDs. And let's see if we can get the names of this employee ID without having to look at it manually. Equal to V lookup. What are we looking up to? What are we looking up? We're looking up employee ID 1003. Where are we looking for it? In this table. So we select from F2 down to N10. We are looking for the full name. The column index number for the full name is column 2. Remember, you start counting from the first selected column. So employee ID is column 1, the full name is column 2. So you put column 2, comma, what are we looking for? The exact match. Close the brackets and enter. So the name of employee ID 1003 is Dwight. Let's confirm that. Great. It's correct. So our lookup value is 1003 and the full name for that employee ID is Dwight. Try this yourself. Try to get the full name of the employee ID 1009 and 1007. If you got something like this, for 1009, Kelvin Malone, 1007, Meredith. If you got this, then you now understand how the VLOOKUP works.